Welcome to the Secret Adventure Society. The meeting will come to order. First things first, a reminder that Sunny will be unable to join us this week, but he will be back for next session, which will actually be session 50 of this campaign.
Really? 0.
We missed 2 years. Our 2-year anniversary was last week.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah, I missed that.
Happy anniversary!
Well, it's New Year's this week then.
Yeah.
Grand anniversary.
Yeah. Pongu will return next session. And on that note, we do still have a pretty massive announcement, parentheses S, multiple announcements perchance coming up very, very soon. I know I said that it would be before this week's session, but I'm a filthy fucking liar, and I apologize. But we just got some things that yeah, you gotta tease them all out. Yeah. we got some couple of things to do to make sure that everything is ready, but we promise it'll be worth the wait. So just keep an eye on all the spaces, all the Twitters, TikToks, YouTubes, any of our various Discord channels. So we're excited to fill you in the next few days on some of the things that we've been working on and talking about for quite a long time now. We're excited. Previously on the Secret Adventure Society.
Already?
You Roger Rabbited it.
Yeah. Wait, what does that mean? Can you tell me what that means?
It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
Previously. That's not Roger Rabbit. On the Secret
like that,
Adventure Society, you all scried on Scott and saw him with none other than the twice now presumed dead King Tamrin Valrite of Evercrest. They appeared to be looking over a map, and you were able to put together that they were, at least perhaps, looking for the same chests that you were. Hordes of stolen treasures squirreled away by Scott from years of hijacking the trade routes that you actually met him on several sessions ago, months ago at this point in time. After searching the Inktree Glade and the swamps of the Eldgard Peninsula, finding little more than some curious potions and giant frogs and various magical items, you all decided to journey back westward to the, I believe, sole remaining besides Evercrest chest on your map, being Shallowgrave. It's not the only one left.
Sorry.
You were shaking your head.
It is.
It is.
It's
It is?
the only
Okay.
one left besides Evercrest.
Besides Evercrest, okay.
Yeah.
Did I misspeak? I apologize. Either way, you head back westward to Shallowgrave for the first time since quite early in your adventure together. Upon stepping through a tree into Shallowgrave, you were greeted with nothing other than the sound of cannon fire, a crumbling building, marching soldiers, and a swirling green glowing cloud familiar by both rumor and your various attempts at scrying. And you were able to figure out that Shallowgrave had indeed been invaded. As you looked out upon the carnage, both on land and at sea, Pongu received an urgent message from Nyx about the woman who had recently trained him in the magical art of manipulating time and space, saying that she was in terrible, terrible danger. And he had no choice but to go help, but assured you that he'd be back as soon as he could. And that is where we're going to pick up tonight's session. So, the nobodies, what would you like to do?
Pierce is gonna grab Kess by the shoulder and grab Q and just pull next to whatever the closest cover is. Be it
Yeah,
tree
there's an alleyway.
Okay.
Yeah, the green cloud is swirling ahead, probably 50 feet, but there's several there's veins. It's almost like it reminds you in this reality of like an interstate road system, sort of. It's like there's a very clear vein that is stretching from one end of the city to the other, and then several smaller tendrils that are reaching out in many different directions.
Okay.
It's
this
here.
is new.
It's here. It's here. That's it. That's it.
And do we have to be? Here?
We. Do you think it's looking for what we're looking for?
You
What
can
if
make an
it's-
insight check, but that's going to be it might be just make an insight check.
I mean, that was more of a question to the group, not the DM.
Oh, okay.
But 19.
19. As you are examining this entity that you have seen a couple of times at this point through visions and visions and scries and things of that nature, you notice as it is reaching out, and every once in a while you see it jut downward and wrap around some poor unsuspecting soul on the ground. And you see it either it sort of constricts them like a snake for a couple of minutes before releasing them. And they either fall dead to the ground or they get up and walk along the same path as the vein.
It looks like
So-
it's feeding.
Okay. Or
That's what you're able to glean with a 19.
feeding,
Okay.
converting the willing. Okay. We have to find the thing. We can't help the people right now.
Right.
Who's gonna help us? What if we get
We
snaked? Okay.
If something bad happens, Cass, you got this, right?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, we're all looking to you to keep us out of the shit.
What the why? We all have to do it together. I'm very.
You got it, Cass.
This is not. I'm
This
just
is
gonna.
what you trained for this day.
I've got to fly us somewhere. Right?
What? Yeah, 'cause we're not there. We're close to there.
We're close.
Where's
Okay.
where's the X?
Yeah. Where's the X?
Here,
So-
ship the map.
Upon looking at the map, you're able to tell that where you landed was kind of on like a it almost reminds you of like a French Quarter in New Orleans sort of situation. Like there's or rather Jackson Square. There's like it's like this, at least prior to this, it's like this recreation area within the city. It's like this fresh green area with several trees. That's where you're able to walk through. But you're actually like a stone's throw from the sea. So like you can actually see the harbor, and you can see ships out over the harbor that are firing cannons actively inland. And so when you look at that and you look at the map, you can tell that the spot on the map is actually in the harbor. It's in the sea.
Okay.
That's a lot of angry seamen.
Okay. We have to. Do we tell him now, or do we just brush over that?
No. I think that'll be a 20-minute conversation.
Okay.
So, and the guy who best maybe to give that conversation fucked off.
Remind us, Q, when we're safe, that you need to talk to Pongu about seamen.
Was Pongu a seaman?
He'll explain it all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not coming back.
Yes, he
Pierce
is.
You don't think
is
so?
Nope. Pierce is loading Iris and making sure that he's getting ready.
He's coming back. He said he was
he'd
gonna
come
come
back.
back.
No, whatever you say. But
Okay, we don't have time to unpack trauma. What do I need to turn? What do we? What? Okay.
we're going
We
out
need to
there.
be in the sea.
Q.
Okay.
You could shark us again.
Q.
What?
Give me.
Yeah.
Can I load a spell in your? Or do you have a spell loaded, or can I load one?
I don't. You can.
Okay, so if we have to go into the sea, would you like me? Hold on. Would you like me to load polymorph
Oh.
so you could
That I
turn
can cast
into?
it?
Just if you get in a bind, yeah. Because I can cast it a couple times. I would like to. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Here.
Okay.
Make me form of
Oh, do I have to? Oh, I have to pick the form, don't I?
No, no, you don't. You just have to cast it.
Okay,
Shit.
okay,
But I think it's really cool that he's gonna have a Wonder Twin ring for a minute.
Oh, God.
So, while you guys are sitting here and sort of making a plan, a couple of things need to happen. First of all, I need a stealth check.
That's fair.
Okay, I cast a pass without a trace as well.
Okay, so add 10 to all of your stealth checks.
24.
37.
Jesus Lord.
Okay. 28.
All right. Yeah, you all are safe for the time being. You feel fairly hidden between you're kind of in this weird dank alleyway. Like you smell gunpowder, you smell smoke. There is a weird moisture from the humidity that's on these moldy bricks, and it's basically like shoulder wide for Pierce. It's a tight squeeze, but you all are able to sort of hide in there and have conversations with each other, sort of like in a kind of single file, like looking over each other's heads, you know. But that's just to give you a sense of space. That's kind of where you are, and you are safe for the time being. The second thing, I need to tell you all, the items that you retrieved from the previous Scott chest, and so who has those items currently?
Q's
Q has
holding them all.
Okay.
I have scones.
You have scones. That's right. You have scones. So
I hand out, each of you get a scone, so you each have a scone of greater heals. Or superior?
greater scone heals.
Greater or superior?
Here.
Greater.
Superior.
Oh, greater.
Thought it was
We have a superior potion.
Okay.
Okay. So the things that you have, and you haven't had time to cast Identify or anything like, or did Pongo did Identify? Okay, yeah.
Pongo did.
So you have something called a shit button, and basically what it's just a black box with a red button on it, and it's a red button that instantly transports you and up to 5 willing creatures to an unoccupied space 1 mile in a random direction, as determined by a roll of a d4. So either north, south, west, or east. However, if you are in combat, you know that any creature within melee range of you is automatically transported with you, but does not necessarily count against your total of willing creatures.
Okay. Shit button.
Yeah, and I can put these in your inventory if y'all just tell me who. You have a vial of smoke letter oil. Put 3 drops of smoke letter oil on any parchment containing a message and burn it at the stroke of midnight. Whoever the letter is addressed to will receive the message the following midnight. A mustache of disguising. It's an adhesive mustache that gives you the benefits of the disguise self spell. A dimension drawer, which is a small brass handle that can be used to open an interplanar junk drawer. Up to 5 items no larger than 1 cubic foot in size can be stored inside. And a dial of loudness changing, which is just sort of a knob that affixes to any solid matter and can be used to increase, decrease, or mute the volume of noise made by any object or creature. Unwilling creatures may make a DC 15 strength save to pry the dial from their body. On a fail, they can neither remove the dial or adjust its volume. When turned to the maximum setting of 11, any creature within 30 feet must make a DC 15 con save or be deafened for 1 hour.
Q has all these things in the dimension drawer.
Okay.
He's just got the knob in his breast pocket.
Okay.
Unless do you guys want one of these? And he pulls it out.
Well, there's more than 5 things.
Oh, is there?
No,
Right?
there's the dimension drawer, and then there's 4 other things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's get the shit button and give it to Pierce.
Pierce, take my shit button.
All
I'll
right.
put that in your inventory, Pierce.
Is that the name we're sticking with?
We could call it the oh shit button.
That's worse. We'll stick with shit button.
Okay.
Shit.
Other
Shit
than
device.
that, I think Q, just hold on to those things, okay?
Okay, I'll shut the drawer.
Okay, here's your scone. Here's your scone. So we have to go into the water. Really wish I could cast something that would let us breathe under there without me going into a shape of an animal. Are we going?
Is that like out loud thinking or
Yeah.
you can't? Okay.
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Q, you can't breathe underwater, can you?
No, I can't. Tried it, and a nice person gave me mouth to mouth.
Okay. Well,
Do a lot of things.
okay.
Yeah, you'd think I would know whether or not you could breathe underwater by now. But
Just the regular
sometimes we
old
wake
air.
up with new abilities, and so figured I'd check.
Not an amphibious creature, kobolds.
The spell prism. Do you have the spell prism?
Spell prism. Is that the? Oh,
You
yeah.
should Q, yes.
It's somewhere. It's the
And it-
thing that does the ring of spell storing thing.
No.
No,
Oh.
the spell prism. Where is it?
1d4
Where is that guy?
additional targets onto a spell.
Did I not put that in your? I apologize. Q.
No,
I thought
and
I
my
put-
inventory is being weird, so that's not on you.
It
Ring of
also
spell storing.
it did not
Imagine.
require attunement.
Correct.
The ring did, but not the prism.
There it is.
Oh, I just added it.
Okay.
Oh,
But yeah, a spell prism, when held while casting a spell, this glass pyramid allows the caster to target 1d4 additional creatures with no loss of power.
Okay. So I could technically use that for polymorph and try and get an extra, like try and get you both.
good. We could be fishes
We're gonna have to
just
do
for
something.
one day.
Okay. Let's try to make it to the water, and then we'll see what we need to do. Would y'all rather be sharks, squids? Any preference?
I think my intelligence goes up if you make me a squid. It's a joke. Maybe. Possibly. Squids aren't octopus. They're not as smart as octopi, are they?
I don't know. Squidward's a pretty
Eh.
smart dude. But
Eh.
Yeah.
Killer wet. We could be orcas.
Seems large.
We could
That
be-
sounds cool.
We're thinking. Hey, can we be octopi? Because they can open doors and shit. They're
giant
creepy.
octopus.
Yeah, that's true.
They got like hands. Orcas just
Okay.
jump real high over that kid in the movie.
Giant octopus it is.
Free Willy. It's fine.
Okay,
Well,
let's get to the water
go.
first.
Yeah.
Okay,
man,
follow
that would
me.
be great if y'all cast like sea creature polymorph here in the middle of a town square.
What?
What? We're just gonna be, should we attack these seamen while we're the octopuses?
Hang on. I need to talk about this for a minute. How does the giant octopus have -3 intelligence?
Negative.
That's troublesome, yeah.
No, most animals have -3.
Just because it's an animal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if you think about how smart
Yeah.
It should be. It should be more. It
Yeah.
should be.
Anyways.
Oh well. Alrighty,
Okay.
so you guys are trekking trekking across toward the
You'd be a
beach.
wizard and an octopus at the same time.
Stealthing.
Pierce will go
Stealthing.
first, and one thing that Pierce wants to know is is there an invading force other than the tendrils? Like, does
Oh,
it
yeah.
look like people are fighting people, or
Oh yeah. So this is not hard to see as you make your way across town, but there is an invading army. There are. I would like a perception check from anyone who would like to make one.
Here's perceives. 15.
15, 23.
Damn it.
Okay. Kess, you are able to see with a 23. You're able to see the flag of Evercrest.
Oh, what?
And as you are all making your way across town, you see several humanoid creatures marching, attacking civilians, firing upon civilians. The humanoids that are marching, a lot of them have glowing white eyes. All of them actually have glowing white eyes. Well, not all of them, because some of them you see have a particular familiarity to a creature that you have all fought before in your time together. A lot of these soldiers appear to be vampiric in nature.
Okay.
Okay.
The glowing white eyes. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It
Okay,
was a
so what did we?
bastard and a half killing, what, one or two of these things?
Yeah. So what did we learn about vampires? That they half your they make your health where I can't heal you anymore. Like past a certain point, and they keep knocking it down. So let's not get hit. Yeah.
They suck.
They. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Octopus.
And it is worth noting that something I forgot to mention. There is a lot of cloud cover. Like it's afternoon, which it's kind of a weird time of day for vampires to be out, right? But there is no sunlight. It's almost like the thickness of the clouds is being enhanced by this glowing green tendril that is snaking its way across the city. It's like it's providing additional cloud cover.
That makes sense. If they get in the sunbeams, they die.
All right. So what are we doing, guys?
Headed to the harbor.
Headed across town. All right. Can I get stealth checks from everybody?
We did that. Oh, we did it again.
Another one.
Oh, okay. You still have pass without a trace.
Yep.
It's another
34.
30,
20
37.
24.
37, 24 Q. What'd you have?
34.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Nice.
What was the lowest?
24.
Okay. Thanks to Pass Without a Trace, you all are able to make your way to the harbor unseen, sort of jumping from shadow to shadow behind broken wall. It's almost like in Call of Duty where there's like a war zone happening around you, but you're able to jump behind like a shattered wall or something like that. You hear cries and screams all about you. This is the first time that you've been in proper warfare, and it is despicable. But you make your way across to the harbor, and you see there are 4 ships on the harbor that are actively firing on the city. But where you are, you're sort of hidden, like behind. There are some sort of shacks that are built on the beach that you're able to sort of find cover inside without being seen.
Do we recognize any of the ships?
Make a perception check.
26.
26. One of the ships is none other than the Salty Mule, the ship of Captain Riddick.
Motherfucker.
Firing on the city?
Yep.
I think they're being controlled.
I think, yeah, I don't think, yeah.
That's the wide eyes. It's like when I, control Nice Ghost. But like a lot of them.
Yeah, maybe. I feel so useless here.
Yeah, same.
Wouldn't you be more useful with 8 legs?
Yeah, I don't know how to stop. I don't even know how to begin to stop this. There's nobody. This isn't army versus army. This is genocide. Well, let's get some treasure.
It's not. Yeah. Okay. Get in the water.
Oh wait, we think that they're after the treasure, right? We're doing the right thing.
Yeah, we've got to be really sneaky.
Okay.
And yeah. Okay.
Sneak swim.
Sneak swim.
All right. So you all are polymorphing. Lot, can you send everybody the appropriate stat blocks? Well, just okay. Then, yeah, you can just tell everybody what their stats are as it comes up.
Yeah.
So
you have 52 hit points.
Okay. And you're all giant octopuses.
Well, I need to roll for spell prism
Oh yeah.
to make sure I'm using my right amount of spells. Oh yeah, I cast it on all of us because it's a 4.
Okay, yeah, easily you're able to cast it on everybody. Spell Prism, like as you activate it, I think this is the first time Spell Prism has been used, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So like you hold it and you cast the spell, and there is sort of like kind of like a laser light show. Like it starts to glow in the palm of your hand. The glass does, like the base of the prism of the triangle starts to glow, and then it zaps all 3 of you at the same time, and you all just and become octopi. And for what it's worth, the spell prism is absorbed into you, Kess, as you're holding it.
Okay, good. Okay.
So, as you crawl into the sea, can I get another round of stealth checks?
We have advantage.
We still have pass without a
Underwater.
trace. And yeah, and we do have advantage.
That'll be a 78
Jeez.
stealth.
So, does the octopus have a specific stealth modifier?
+5, yeah.
Okay.
+5
31.
and then +10
Plus
with
five,
advantage.
okay.
25.
32.
25. What?
32.
31.
Okay, yeah. You all still, man, pass without a trace is dope and frustrating and awesome. So, excuse me. You swim through the sort of this harbor, and you can see like your first impression as you slip into the sea. The sea itself is wrecked. This is even beyond the battle that's happening above you. It is ruined. There are dead fish, and you notice there are like large sea life, like rays and otters and things of that nature. Giant, a couple of giant seahorses even that are beached and dead on the beach. There are dead fish floating all in the sea, and it's like it's black. It's like all of the nutrients and the sustenance of life that was within this part of the sea in the harbor is just fucking zapped. And you don't know how far out this reaches, but basically like across the horizon as far as you can see, the sea is ruined. So you swim through the harbor and make your way just by memory. Can I get actually a survival check from one of you to because like it's not like you can have the map out while you are on your way to the chest.
Sure.
Oh, We'll say it's probably Cass because we are octopi.
Yeah.
Cass is still Cass.
Oh, that's right. Cass is still. So yeah, survival check from Cass.
18.
We
18.
just know to follow Cass.
Okay. So yeah, I apologize. I'm still working on this gold, trying to get rid of it. But yeah, you 2 octopuses and a changeling float through the harbor, and Cass, you're able to navigate your way fairly confidently. It does take you some time, but you are so are you said you're still Cass. Are you coming up for air every once in a while?
I'm
You're in beast form.
yeah, wild shape.
Okay. Wild shape. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I
missed that.
I don't even know if I said that.
Okay. So you make your way and you start to see down here for the first time where Shallow Grave got its name. There are in this harbor dozens and dozens of sunken ships. It's very very shallow water. It's no more than 25 feet at its deepest here in the harbor. Like it's not super deep water, and you see loads and loads of shipwrecks because of this. It's sort of like it's not even. There's several patches where it dips, and there's dips and valleys and plateaus
Like in Sea
of
Thieves.
the seafloor. Yeah, exactly. So there are certainly points where you can understand why it would be a hazard for an approaching ship, but there are loads and loads of shipwrecks. Some of them looking even ancient, barely even looking like ships that would be recognizable in your age. But that is sort of, you're able to glean exactly where Shallow Grave got its name in the first place. So as you swim, it takes probably 15 minutes to sort of navigate your way through these plateaus and valleys, and you can hear like cannon fire above the water, and you can get the feeling that it's probably impossibly loud above the surface if you can hear it this deep. So as you start to get a little bit closer, you start to see beds of coral. All of them are bleached, and you see several like sort of stemming coral bits with like these holes, like almost like vents that are sticking out. As you start to make your way, you find your way into this. It's kind of a trench, and it's sort of a maze-like twisting and turning trench, and you see several of these coral sticking out, and it's almost like you're going over and under arches, so it's not like you can just swim above it, but you find yourself swimming through this trench. So as you do that, unless there's something else you would like to do, I would like all of you to again make stealth checks.
17.
30.
24.
Okay. For the time being, still safe.
Good
Pierce, you're cutting it a little close there, aren't you, buddy? Good lord. Wait, you had advantage, right?
Oh,
Not
Yeah.
as an octopus.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, we do?
yeah.
They have underwater camouflage.
Okay,
Either
so
way,
mine was a
you
28.
all made it with that. Yeah, you all made it with that no matter what.
Was it worse?
What was it? What was it?
The reroll was 16. Yeah.
All right. So, give me just a moment.
Yeah, we get advantage on stealth made while underwater.
Okay. So, you travel through these trenches, and Kess, you're confident that you're getting closer and closer, and eventually, you find yourself at. It's sort of like this weird undersea cavern, but in the middle of it there is a shipwreck, and you see the name on the side of the ship. It is a very old ship, but you can just barely make it out as you get closer. It's called the Kinsale, Kinsale, and you intuit that is where whatever it is you're looking for, that's where it's hidden.
Okay.
In octopus, I say, well, it can't sell anymore.
More like a Kent sail, am I right, huh?
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
My Octopus Teacher, now streaming on Netflix.
Okay, I check around the perimeter of it to see if there's any traps or anything.
Okay. As you are checking, you all hear something in your head at the same time, and you can tell by each other's sort of body language that you all hear it. You hear Pongu's voice. I'm sorry. I love you all like my own siblings, but someone very important to me is in trouble, and I don't think anyone else can help. I'll explain more in the future. Each of you are like the stars at night for me. You burn in the darkness and remind me of the hope I have for the world. And then it ends.
I don't think that
That's directly from Sunny, by the way.
even think
Pierce goes like this with one of his tendrils.
I don't even know if they could understand it.
Yeah, we got a total of 4 intelligence. I think Pierce
for the purpose of the
and
narrative,
Cutipus.
for the purpose of the narrative, we're gonna say that yes, you guys were able to understand that.
Okay. Maybe
All right,
not.
so
Maybe
you
not
said-
understand it. They could hear it, process it later. Maybe.
There you go.
Okay.
So you make your way around the perimeter of the ship. Can I get an investigation check from you, Cass?
Investigation is a dirty 20.
Okay. So you see, basically there are no openings on this ship. All of the windows, all of the doors, any holes in the hull are completely covered over by this by this bleached coral that you saw. It's almost like a wall of bleached coral, and they have these even smaller in this instance little porous tubes that are sticking out. And with the dirty 20 investigation, you notice that some of the tubes have this sort of like a residue that's thicker than water, almost like an orange algae that is on the rim of these porous tubes. But that's what you're able to get. There's not really any direct way inside. Any way inside has been sort of covered by these growths of coral.
Pierce floats above one of the Octopierce floats above one of the
Yeah.
bleached. You said bleached coral, so it's very white looking. I'm
Yep.
guessing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna try to ink on it just to see if he can.
Okay, is that something?
Ian,
I would imagine, yeah. It's just a regular octopus shit, right?
a 20 foot.
Yeah, it's the only you can only do it once.
Okay. So yeah, Pierce, you ink onto. So there's a hole in the hull, and that's sort of what you've swam up to. Following Cass as she swims around and looks at all the other stuff. You walk up and you hold out a tentacle, and just a cloud of black ink forms around these just stalks of coral, and immediately a puff of orange, like an orange cloud puffs out directly back at you. I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
No kidding. No fucking kidding. What's the octopus's Constitution modifier?
+1.
Then it is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Yeah, you feel
Rolling well today.
forces of nature, angry forces of nature, trying to take over your mind, trying to take over your body, trying to take over your existence, honestly, within the weave of nature and magic and humanity. But you are able to just almost through pure anger, you're able to just like swallow that and push it away. It has no effect on you.
So Octopierce is gonna wave a tentacle at the other two to get their attention, and for the benefit of those of you listening, he's going to point down with a tentacle, and then he's going to bring a tentacle up to his face and slide it across, as if to say, "No."
So it kind of looks like he's doing the dance, sort of like.
Yeah, from Greece.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I don't have much of a choice.
Do it. Do it.
Okay,
Do it, dog.
I'm gonna pop out and just be cast in the water,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast detect magic and try and see if I can find any openings. And I want to do this all as quickly as I can. Like, see if I can find any barriers.
Okay. As you cast detect magic, and you basically make a perimeter around the ship again. Excuse me. You find no magic. This coral, that's growing here appears to be a naturally occurring phenomenon.
Okay. Would this count? Would coral count as stone?
What are you trying to do?
Mold earth? Is it earth?
Roll a D100 for me. What were you about to say, Goon?
I don't know. I actually don't know if coral is calcified.
79.
similar to-
Wouldn't it be like almost kind of like a clay, like a stone? I don't know.
Not really, because it's organic, right?
like bone.
Yeah. So I don't really know. There's a vague line there, but I'm gonna have to say no.
Frick. Okay. I cast. Because there's no way for me to do this. Hang on, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. That's all right.
It's not a rock. Throw that out
Corals
there.
are live animals.
Yeah.
Are considered.
Even
From
the
the
dead
animal
ones
kingdom.
are.
See, we've
Dead.
been watching Our Planet, and Locke, we should have known that. We've been watching David Attenborough like motherfuckers.
I just want you to know, though, when I typed it, I wrote, "Is bleached coral a rock?" And then the first response was, "Is bleached coral a rock?" 5e.
So,
So
fun fact, because we've been watching so much nature documentaries, bleached coral is actually coral that, because
is
of the
bad.
rising sea temperatures, has had to expel the bacteria on it that give it its bright, vibrant color.
It's
5e.
dead. It's dead though, yeah, because it doesn't have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like bones.
It's like the bones of coral. Okay. I'm going to cast Speak with Plants. Underwater. By the way.
So coral is not. It's not a plant.
Fuck you. Like,
I'm
what
sorry.
the heck?
Dude, don't you have to speak with animals?
No.
Oh.
Speak
an
with
animal.
animals would work.
A bunch of millions of little animals, yeah? I
So
don't know anything about coral.
while Kess is thinking, Pierce is gonna hold up a tentacle and just go like this. He's, well, I can't say what he's thinking. So he's gonna jet up to the surface as fast as he can. And
Okay.
what Octopierce would like to do is sort of kind of dolphin jump out of the water and come down with holding an air bubble down and lower down so that Kess can breathe.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
How-
You're currently in. You said you popped out of.
Yeah, how
Like
long
not
can
out
I
of form, out of the water.
how long
It's,
can you hold your breath standard?
It's your con. I think it's 2 minutes plus your con modifier.
Okay, so
Is
I'm
that
good
right?
for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's doing all this really fast because she knows that. But
Okay.
she can take a
4 minutes. It's 1 plus your con modifier.
oh, okay.
So yeah, clocks are ticking. It's probably been about 45 seconds at this point.
Frick, 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 frick.
Okay, so Pierce, you are trying to get an air bubble
Yeah.
with your tentacles.
Like with the base of my body, if I can raise the top of my body out of the water even for a second and then like flatten where all the tentacles meet in the
I just-
in the
I get what you
crotch
mean,
area.
like a suction cup, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
the
want
triangle.
everyone to think this through its natural thing where Cass is gonna have to.
No, we don't
ears.
well, like it's either that or he lets it go and I get it really fast. But there's a chance that it is a Octopierce fart.
Right.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do to survive, right?
So is this what
man.
you're doing, Pierce?
Yeah, that's the attempt. Yeah.
I want a dexterity check, please.
Okay.
It's a plus
And-
one.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I have to spell.
Oh, that was
Gotcha.
almost good. It's a 6.
Okay. Yeah. No. You go up and you like try to like cup your tentacles together and around your body, and then basically as soon as you go back underwater, there's just like a bloop 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 of like bubbles of water as you like almost like Morton salt like trailing behind you, except it's air bubbles as you make your way down. So yeah, you're not able to do that. Cass, at this point, about a minute has passed.
So I get
Yep.
the feeling that the coral is a creature.
Yes,
Polymorph.
you're gonna polymorph the coral.
Yeah.
Okay, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That is a 14.
I would like you to roll a d6.
Okay. Oh, that was a D4. Hold on.
Q, how nearby Kess were you?
Q stayed close to Cass.
I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, as an octopus,
As an octopus, yep.
15.
I would like you to roll a d6.
6.
A 6? Okay.
4.
Okay. Okay. So Q,
All right.
you don't notice anything yet. You feel
Normal.
something sort of like settle in your mind and sort of like from your you're in octopus form, but like your body still you still feel your body in the same physiological way that you imagine things. So like it feels like your mind and sort of your voice have been taken over.
Feeling a lot less octopusy.
Jesus Christ. Kess, you as you are sitting there like floating in the water, and as you tried to cast polymorph on this coral, you feel just emitting sort of from your pores like this beeping sound.
Your pores are pooting.
It kind of tickles.
So let's talk about that polymorph. What happens to an unwilling creature?
You have to make a save.
All right.
Wisdom.
Not naturally super wise. Let's use this.
You got a coral stat block?
That's a fail, friend.
Okay.
Okay.
The coral turns into a krill.
Okay.
Just a little.
Okay, it turns into a lot of krill. And sort of the orange cloud that engulfed you both, sort of, it's dissipating, but it's still kind of hovering there and just thinning out.
Okay, and it has the intelligence of krill.
Sure.
So, time to migrate.
So, give me just a moment.
I don't.
Isn't that a Dragon Ball Z character?
How did that work?
What?
I'm
While
not gonna
Zach's
fight
looking
it.
up
I'm not
stuff,
gonna worry about it. It worked. I'm
Can
not
I-
good.
Can I say that I wish that I'd been working in a movie theater in 1983 when the film Octopussy came out? Because when people came to buy tickets, I would be the guy, they'd be like, 2 for James Bond. I'd be like, say the name.
Fucking
Say
say
If
it.
you're gonna watch it,
Yeah.
have some conviction,
Say
damn it.
Yeah. With your chest, say it.
So, the coral disappears, and there is now a hole in the ship. It's jagged. It looks as if it looks as if it ran aground, and the hull just sort of started to crumble several years ago when the ship first sank. the coral has turned to krill, lots and lots of krill. And Kess, you're still beeping. Beep, 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 beep. And it's you all are able to hear this beep. The krill stays nearby. And you look around, and every sea creature, lots of fish, are looking directly at you, and they swim up. And they're just kind of hanging out and watching you, sort of like swimming around in circles.
I got a
Yes,
question.
I'd like you to make a perception check, please.
Okay.
Am I Aquaman? did I... Perception?
Yep.
18.
18. God, y'all are lucky. So, you look, and you see coming toward you, you hear John Williams music, and you see coming toward you a gigantic hunter shark. You appear to be emitting a signal to anything living in this vicinity of the sea. The shark is about 100 feet away from you at this point.
There's a hole in the ship.
There's a hole in the ship, yeah.
I'm gonna grab both tentacle boys. Because I'm guessing they're right there, right?
Do octopus eat krill?
Oh no. I would grab him before he goes off after the krill.
I was
wanna-
thinking the exact same thing, dude.
I will pull them into the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And we're flailing for krill,
Is
which
it
is
Yeah.
the name of my punk band.
Flailing
Is-
for krill? Yes.
okay? What's happening? What's in the ship look like once I get in it?
It's difficult to tell. What is your dark vision situation? Because it's okay.
None.
You've probably got 2.5 minutes of air left.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay. What's your dark vision situation?
None.
Unless
tough.
Octos can see.
They do. We can see.
Okay, so Kess, you can't really see anything. Pierce and Q, excuse me. You see?
Y'all are such a married couple.
We coughed at the same
We're
time.
so sick.
Yeah. We're better now. We were on death's door last week, though.
I'm so sorry.
And Goon is like, yeah, me too. So you all see things that used to have, the rough shape of furniture. Like it's very much so being reclaimed by nature. Lots of sand, lots of floating, some kelp that's starting to grow in here. Like lots of, like I said, it's very much so being reclaimed by nature. But as you swim around, you see like there are a few mounds of sand, 3 to be exact, and you see a few mounds of sand that look like there might be something hiding underneath them. And when I say something hiding underneath, they're like, treasure chest sized, if that makes sense.
Krill? Is there more krill?
So when we're in,
Mhm.
I feel like we are inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cancel the polymorph on the krill and hope it goes back to closing up that hole.
Hmm.
God, no clue what's gonna happen.
How are we gonna resolve this? Okay, so you cancel the polymorph. Let's just see, huh? So,
I'm just trying not to metagame so bad right now.
no, go ahead. What you
Wait,
got?
why?
No. I just like guess why? Why?
The shark.
So, as here's what happens. The shark is now like Kess, it's probably 20 feet away from you. You have 2 minutes of air left.
Yeah.
So you can see in this shark's eyes as it is swimming up to you. Beep, 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 beep. It's really hard to make that noise when you're sick. But so the krill pops back into a vaguely coral phallus shape, and this is as the shark is swimming past it. So the shark is going to make a Constitution saving throw.
Con or Dex?
Con, as it swims past, because the shark swims past.
Oh, okay.
And hunter shark Constitution. It succeeds. So I really wish it hadn't succeeded, but so it like is sort of engulfed in this orange cloud, but it just swims right through it and directly toward you all.
Shark. Hunter shark?
Hunter shark, yep.
Is the hole in the ship big enough for the shark to fit through?
Yeah, are we doing are we doing a Little Mermaid situation?
Or also Finding Nemo.
Escape.
Yeah, so as the shark gets closer, it's probably like a 5 or 6 foot wide hole, and the shark comes up as you all are in here, and Q and Pierce, you look as like the shark starts basically trying to slide within the hole of. Let me rephrase that. The shark starts trying to beat its way through this opening here, but it does not fit. But it's a pretty strong. Shut up. It's a pretty strong creature, and it's it's making pretty quick work. Like some chips of wood are starting to chip away, especially because it's rotting at this point.
Okay.
So
And however, though, it's surrounded with coral, Zach,
that's a good point.
which has got to be hurting it.
Natural 20. It lives to fight another day.
Damn.
But so yeah, it is slamming into the opening of the ship,
Okay.
and it's starting to chip away.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Octopierce is going to start just moving the closest dust or sand pile to him. He's trying to move as much dust or sand as he can.
Okay.
Cass is going to be doing like she's doing that also, and she has 2 minutes left of breath.
Probably about a minute and a half at this point.
Okay. Okay.
He was also doing that on the third thing because he thinks there's krill underneath there.
All right, so you guys continue to watch as you are like Pierce, as you and Kess are like trying to sift through the sand and see what you can find. You see okay, good, cool. So
Oh
I don't like
gosh,
that.
no!
Take that back.
Freaking.
you might like it. It's just fun. So as the shark is slamming, the coral is continuing to blow these orange clouds of smoke, and it is a pretty strong, pretty con heavy shark. But eventually, as it starts to get tired, as it's starting to chip away, and you can see its snout getting closer and closer inside the ship and just like gnashing away at you, you see a particular wisp of this orange smoke, reminiscent of like a cloud of blood, travel toward the shark's face. And it stops for a moment, and then in a perfect rectangular, almost like a cube, the shark stops moving and is frozen in ice. You feel a bit of you feel just like a wave of cold wash through the water, like you have been sitting in, like you've been in a pool that someone just dropped an iceberg into. And the shark is effectively frozen.
Okay. Continuing the search for a box or anything.
Anything. Trapdoors. Anything. Boxes, trapdoors, all this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Keeping in mind,
So-
the octopus investigation check is -3.
The octopus investigation check is -3.
Yeah.
Okay, so investigation checks from Q. Are you still playing with Krill? I mean, the Krill is no longer there.
He's on the third mound. He's trying to dig up
He's just
krill.
motivated by Krill.
He's motivated by krill,
yeah.
but he's digging up the.
Okay, so investigation checks from everybody, and remember you're -3 if you're an octopus.
13.
12.
13, 12. Guess what you got?
Natural 20.
Natural 20, baby. You swipe away the mound. Basically, as you feel the cold water rush over you, and you look over, and you can just barely see, almost like in a flash of light from this natural like phenomenon from this coral. In this flash of light, you're able to see the shark frozen in a fucking ice cube, floating there. And as you swipe across, you feel your lungs starting to burn. You feel that unsettling panic in your stomach that starts to like rise up, and it's starting to burn like in your chest and in the back of your throat. You take one swipe as your vision starts to go black in the corners. You can still see. You take a swipe, and there's a chest.
I immediately drop polymorph on them
Okay.
and wild shape myself.
Okay.
And as I do, I not throw, but I release the spell prism towards Q.
Okay. You see a little floating D4 like traveling towards you. Q.
Grab it.
And I
Okay.
am a. Oh, I don't know what I am. Probably a. Yeah. I'll just do a giant shark.
Okay.
Just casually a giant shark.
Okay.
And
So-
Shark Kess just releases like a sigh in the water because she can kind of breathe now. So
Q, you have 2 minutes of breath. Pierce, you have 3.
So Pierce is gonna sort of wave at Q to grab this chest. Does it have handles?
It does not, but you don't have dark vision anymore. So
Nope.
you can't see. Q, you do, right? So Q, you can see that this chest, and it's I'll leave it up to you whether or not Q would think in these terms. This chest doesn't appear to have a lock on it.
Oh. Well, Q opens it.
Okay. Inside, you see one thing. It is a glass. At a glance, seeming to be in a hurry, it is a glass box filled with like something white.
I grab it.
Okay.
And Pierce is going to try to float toward where he thinks Kess had been. He probably didn't see her turn into a shark.
Yeah, I mean she's a big fucking shark in the middle of this ship.
I'm
You're
right
able to
there.
find her.
I'm a
Yeah.
big white
Yeah.
shark with
Even in the dark.
dark rings around my eyes.
Okay.
I mean, I can. Yeah.
Do you think in the dark Pierce would be able to see that it's Kess?
When
Or
Kess
do-
polymorphs, she gives off a like it's magic, right? So you would see like a flash of magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
okay.
a zip.
you would see, especially as she releases your octopus,
Mhm.
you would see her getting ready to do all that.
Sure.
Spell prism to Q,
Okay.
all that.
You have a
Like-
sense of place. It's not like you're
Okay.
just in the dark now. Like you're in the you're in the dark, sure, but it's not like everything around you changed. Like you have a conscious sense of where you are. It's like
Right.
you're in your living room with the lights out, you know.
Concern was that if polymorph was dropped before Kess turned into a shark, and it was so dark that Pierce couldn't tell that, and moving towards Kess touched a shark that had been just trying to get in, would have a different kind of response and reaction. But if he's pretty sure that's Kess, then he's gonna sort of grab a fin and just hold on to that fin.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's like you saw the other, like you saw the shark turn into a popsicle, so you know that's Kess.
Okay.
All right, so what are we doing, kids? Y'all probably Q, you have probably a minute and a half of breath left. Pierce, you have 2.5, I believe.
Pierce is gonna point at the shark, hoping that Q can see him.
Q has dark vision. He can.
Yeah, for sure.
Eh. Eh.
Pierce is
Oh,
pointing at
he
the
grabs
shark.
a hold of the shark.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look on the ship, around the ship for another hole. Like a hole on like the other side maybe because the coral was wrapped around it, right?
Yeah, but like there's make an investigation check, but you're gonna do so with disadvantage because you are in a hurry.
Oh man, that was the natural 22.
Sorry.
Investigation.
Yeah.
What is my investigation? Oh, it's just mine, right?
Yeah, in your wild shape.
Yeah, it's 17.
17. Okay, yeah. You look. There's not any openings. It's the same. Like there's the opening that you created to get in
Okay.
here,
Okay. But I'm gonna...
But there is, as you are looking around, as you're swimming around, there is coral, lots of coral on the inside of the ship. So I need all of you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I want to keep them away from it.
You can do so. You can do so with advantage if you like, if you're actively trying to keep away. But like in a hurry, I would say that you're going to
19.
19.
This is a saving throw?
Yes, con save.
Okay. Then 23.
Okay, save. Guess what you got?
6.
With advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a d6.
2.
Okay. Guess, in your giant shark form, you feel a cold wash over you. Not the same. Not the same as the shark that you just saw turn into an ice cube. But you feel a feral, violent surge wash over you. And you see your 2 party members. Something in the back of your head tells you that these are your friends, but it's a very quiet whisper as another voice screams at you that these are your enemies. These are here to attack you, and you go into a frenzy. What do you do?
Can you frenzied bake cookies? Can you frenzy wrap Christmas gifts?
Q just cuddles up closer to a shark cast. Just in he's got like a minute less than of air left, but this calmness washes over him because he knows that Kess is his friend.
I think if Shark Kess like stops for a second and starts to, I think Pierce would probably like pat her or like pet behind the fin.
Spurs.
No, not in the giddy up way. In really like an it's okay kind of way. Do we see the cloud? Actually,
yeah, you had to like. No, you don't see the cloud, but you feel it. Like it's a familiar sensation that washes over you both. Like, but you're able to push it away.
Okay.
But Kess, you go feral, like you become wildly violent in this instant. What are you doing?
Q is small. He's small.
Q is wily.
What are we doing?
I try to bite Q.
Oh, okay.
Roll to hit, baby.
No!
Let's
It's
go.
so ironic because Goon lives for this shit.
I know.
Come at me.
Come on, bite me.
Oh my
like, I feel
gosh. I have advantage. Oh, good. And one of them was a natural one.
But with advantage.
But with advantage, it was the 19.
The hits.
All right, roll damage.
Okay. Somebody
Important
better.
to note, Pierce, you don't see this.
Somebody better smack the shit out of me.
Hit.
Actually, Pierce, I'll say, like, it's not that you can't see it. You can just see the vaguest form of shapes. So I will leave it up to you to interpret whether or not you are able to tell what it is that's happening. But you see that there is some sort of commotion, some sort of ruckus.
So while Kess is doing damage, I think Pierce is going to recognize that he felt weird with earlier when the cloud tried to take him, and he was able to fight it off. He saw Kess get hit, or felt Kess get hit with it. It was he was hit with it as well. He shakes it off again. He sees, or even if he doesn't see it, he knows Kess just made a violent
Right.
maneuver.
Mhm.
So I'll Pierce will do a thing after we learn what happens to Q.
Okay.
19 points of piercing damage.
Does Q scream?
Okay.
There went his air.
Yeah, there went some air. We'll say that's we'll say you got a little bit less than a minute left.
Okay.
Q is gonna try to find Pierce because he has dark vision,
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, easily enough.
and he's going to attempt to swim to Pierce and make a motion at his face and say,
Way ahead of way. Yeah, Pierce is already looking in his pocket for the shit button. And finds it and looks at Q and shrugs. And is it an external button or is it an internal button?
It's
am I
yeah, you can
slapping
just
it or am
smash
I?
it. Yeah. Yeah, you
Okay.
smash
I'm
it.
picturing the easy button from Staples.
Exactly the easy button. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then we're gonna spank that button.
Spank that button.
This
All right.
season on ABC.
I'd like you to roll a d4 for me, please.
I need for.
Oh no, we
Oh,
could
no.
be deeper in the water.
You could be farther out.
Yeah.
2. Okay. So, where's my map?
I didn't think about that.
So,
Mm.
you travel a mile south.
Oh no.
So, you at this point, you hit the oh shit button. And that was I don't know if you heard my hands.
Yeah.
You hit the oh shit button. And so I imagine just Pierce and Q are traveling a mile out, right? Are
Well,
you
it
leaving
would-
Kess or are you taking Kess with
It
you?
would be.
Well,
You said that Keth, she's within melee
She's
range.
within yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I
she's
made
got to
that
come with
up.
us.
Right. So, all three of you blink just in an instant. There is just, and it's almost like you feel yourself swirling, and you find yourself in equally like in the same. You don't travel, like toward or further away from the surface. You feel like you're pretty much exactly at the same level of depth that you were previously, but you are a mile on the other side, and you can still hear, but it's more faint.
Is the water still dirty?
Yes.
Is Keth still out of control?
So
Yes.
we're still in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
At this
And there's-
point,
This is
I
the
would
worst
like-
case scenario.
Was there a 25? Was there a 75% chance we would have been on land?
Yep.
Just for the record.
No,
Yep.
a 25% chance we would have been
25%
on
chance.
land.
Okay.
'Cause we
Okay. We
were-
needed to. Okay.
where you are,
Because
there
we
was
were
also
on
a,
the
there was
west
a
coast.
there was a
so
50% chance that you would have
north
that you would have
been fine.
also been on. Yeah.
North.
It, it could have
50,
been
it was
north or
50.
east.
Because
Yeah.
it curves up. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So, at this point, I need y'all to roll initiative. That's where we're at.
Oh my gosh.
PvP.
I'm so excited. 18.
18.
Is my
Dark Kess.
is my
Kess
in,
Squad.
is my initiative?
Your initiative is whatever your wild shape.
Be
Right.
Dex.
Oh, I'm at okay. 17.
I beat her.
15.
Q, Kess, Pierce. All right, Q, it is your turn. Top of the order.
No.
What you doing, baby?
Okay, just smack me. Just
Okay. Well. Okay. Q is going to. Gosh, there's so few things that he can do underwater. A lot of his stuff. Okay.
Is pyrotechnically based.
Yeah, his spells are verbal, which means he has to say words, which he can't do without losing oxygen.
At this point, you got about half a minute left.
Okay, so he is going to
I can't metagame.
try and. Okay, well, in a desperate attempt to get surface-wise, he's going to pull out his maul and he's going to try to bonk the shark on the head in an upward motion. Like,
Okay.
he's going to try to
Give
bonk.
yourself some momentum.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, make it happen. Roll the hit.
Ooh, not great.
It's unarmored, right?
Yeah, I'm. Well, wait.
No.
Yeah.
I got a +10 to hit, so 20, not
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah, you hit.
Okay. That does 13 damage to the shark. And Q is going to use all of his swim movement to go northward, upward.
Okay. Roll a d12 for me, please.
D12.
We're gonna say
Eight
that's
down.
we're gonna say that's the extra amount of feet that gives you.
12.
12. Very nice. So, what is your swim speed?
I don't have one.
So we'll say that that's your regular speed halved. So we'll say that you're able to get
about 15 feet, so 27
27 feet. Okay, yeah. You like shoot upward towards the surface, and you are able to get breath.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you reach the surface. As you break the surface, Kess, you get an opportunity attack.
Yep. Fight me.
You don't have to opportunity. You get to.
That's true.
opportunity
That's
attack.
but
But you're frenzied. Fight me.
frenzied.
to.
Yeah.
16.
No. Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't hit.
Yeah.
With Q's mage armor.
Okay, so
Yay!
just like still just snapping at him, but it's like just sort of snipping at his heels as he shoots. Q, you get to the surface, you break, and you like gasp for breath, and you look, and you're about half a mile away from the ships that are firing on the shore.
Oh, well, this is my nightmare.
All right.
It's Q's turn, yeah.
Yeah, that's Q's turn. Cass, you are up. You can re-roll your con save.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay.
Oh no.
It's a natural one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh no.
All
She's
right.
even more pissed somehow.
Yeah. Sorry, Kess. You are still frenzied.
Am I
You
frenzied
are-
as Kess? Or the
Did you-
shark? I'm the
okay.
same person because I was in wild
Yes.
shape.
Did you pop out of wild shape?
No.
Did
Not
that
yet.
damage? Okay, yeah. If you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah, I guess I
Find
was.
out.
Yeah.
You might find out, but you are still frenzied, and it is your turn.
And I saw Q swim up.
Yep. And you know that Pierce is right beside you. Just saying.
Yeah, but Q was my. If I'm in shark, am I a shark?
It's up
frenzy?
to
Am
you.
I?
It's up to you, but you have the movement. You could reach him.
I know.
If you reach him, or if you move out of Pierce's range, that will give him an attack of opportunity.
Look, and I'm not metagaming. I'm speaking purely objectively here from a scientific perspective. Q is probably a lot more delicious.
He's definitely sweeter.
Depends on if she's in the mood for sweetness or salt.
That was cute.
All right, what you doing, Kess?
I bought you as much time as I could, Locke.
Okay, I think I'm going after Q-cifer.
Okay, Pierce, you have a minute of air left. And Kess, you are going after Q. So you swim. You're able to reach him. I imagine your swim speed is at least 30 feet, right?
It's
Do
50.
I get an opportunity attack when she moves
You
away
do.
from me?
Yes.
Okay. So Pierce has one of these daggers because he just can't bear to shoot. Also, not sure that shooting underwater is going to work.
Sure.
So he takes a dagger and he's just hopes that he doesn't hit anything vital, and he tries to just stick at one of the daggers into her side. I'm so sorry, Kiss. It's a 26.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a yes, and so the damage is 6 piercing damage, I believe.
Okay.
That'd be piercing. Yeah, you said you're stabbing, so yeah, that'd be
Stabbing.
piercing
Yeah.
damage. Okay. Is that the end of your turn? Or are you gonna travel? Or are you gonna swim upward?
Me? Oh,
Mine was just an opportunity attack.
Yeah, that
It
was an
Yeah,
opportunity attack.
yeah.
Right. So Cass, it is still your turn.
yeah. I'm a munch Q.
Chomp chomp. Natural 20.
Yeah.
All right, roll the hit. I love how into this goon is. Like it's like he's just like, yeah, I want to feel alive.
Hurt me more, Snake.
And I doubled the dice. Like I just double what I roll, or
It
yeah,
is
you
your
have
choice.
the.
Mhm.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna double this because okay. Ooh, 34.
Ooh. Ow.
Ooh.
Oh.
I wish I was finding something else because that was awesome. But oh my gosh.
Oh man. So yeah, Kess, you like clamp down
And I
around
rolled
Q's
a 4
leg.
and a 3 and a 1.
Yeah, you clamp down around Q's legs, like the lower half of him, and you like drag him down. So Q, you're like,
Hold on.
you are pulled down.
Q uses his reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Nice.
Add 12 to that.
What? Add 12? Yeah. Oh. You. Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you later where he's at. He casts Hellish Rebuke. Ooh, he can do it high level. Because he knows
Jesus Christ.
he knows that he can, if Kess dies in shark form, she returns as Kess. That's what Q's thinking.
Hang on, I was
And
wrong.
he thinks that, huh?
Go ahead. I was wrong, but go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. So his leg erupts in fire. And it does 33 damage to Kess.
What kind of damage?
Oh yes.
Is it radiant damage or is it fire damage?
Fire damage.
Fire damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are in water. So here's how we're gonna reconcile this, because Hellish Rebuke should still work no matter what. So what happens is, yeah, your leg catches fire, but it's almost immediately snuffed out. That said, the water begins to boil, and it does the same amount of damage to cast no matter what.
I only did 26 points of damage to him.
Okay, so take off.
I added something I wasn't supposed to out of fear that I was gonna like because I was fearing the worst. So
Sure.
yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, as opposed to that adds
You only
how
did
much?
26 total?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's, we all sometimes hurt each other out of fear. Like, don't beat yourself up.
All right.
Okay, he's
So-
still not looking great.
Right.
Yeah. What?
That was Kess's turn.
Do I get a roll?
You already rolled.
It was at the top of your turn.
Yeah, you rolled that turn just took forever because there was the opportunity attack and stuff too.
Okay.
We are only now at Pierce's turn. So Pierce, you're up.
Okay.
Do I know if my guns fire underwater?
Make a quick intelligence check for me.
Okay.
I
Or
think
history, your
I
call.
think he. Oh. Okay.
You can make intelligence or history, but if you do intelligence, or if you do history, the DC will be higher.
Okay. Then we'll do intelligence, and that's a natural 1.
Okay. So yeah, you don't fucking know.
Great.
You know that they're magical now. You don't know
Pierce
if that
is
plays into it at all.
right. So Pierce is actually gonna take he's gonna take Iris off of his back in the water, and first thing he's gonna do is he's gonna load the happy smiley bullet into it, and then he's just gonna shake his head, and because I don't think he's thinking that. Well, I'm not gonna go into that. I'll leave that vague.
All right.
Pierce is gonna shake his head and look up and try to fire Iris underwater at Sharkess.
Okay. So
with
here's what
Happy
happens.
Bullet.
As you fire, there is a click, and you feel a click first, and there is just a split moment of a sinking fear, as like it's like when you turn on a light switch and the light doesn't turn on immediately. There's just like that fragment of a second where something is not quite working, and then it fires anyway, and you sort of think that it's probably because of its magical components now. It probably would not have fired otherwise. So, you do fire. Go ahead and roll the hit.
So, okay. The hit is
Magical
a
eye.
natural
sorry, coming in
20.
handy. Natural 20. All right. So, roll out damage, and it is your choice as to whether or not you want to double the number or the dice to roll.
okay. I will double the. So, like, if my damage is 2d12 plus 5, I can just do that and double it, or I can roll 4d12.
12 plus 5, yeah.
Okay, I'll just double the total of the 2d12 plus 5.
Okay.
Because of how hard math is sometimes.
Well, you don't double the modifier, double the
Okay, I double
you
the
have on the dice.
Just
Yeah.
the dice.
Okay, just the dice. Okay. And then I have to make sure that I know which one's the 12. Okay, I got it. Okay, so that's a total of 6 for the 2d12. So double that is 12, plus 5 is 17.
Okay, 17 points of damage on Sharkcast. Hoo ha ha. All right,
Yeah,
is that the end of your turn, Pierce?
Yes. Pierce is now going to reload Iris with. The last thing he'll do is reload with a regular round. That was the happy bullet.
What are you holding your finger up for, Q?
It's Pierce surfaced?
No.
No.
But we're in initiative order now, so only 6 seconds has passed since I said he had a minute and a half of breath left a little while ago, so he's got like a minute 24 now, because that's only been one round. So we're in initiative order, so it's a little bit easier to keep up with that now. So that is the end of the first round. Back top of the order, Q. You are effectively. I would like. Before we go on with your turn, I would like for you to make a strength saving throw to tell whether or not you are grappled by Kess. Because she did bite you. Is that not how that works?
No.
Just a bite? Okay, so yeah, don't worry about that. Ignore that.
It would say
Okay.
it would say if
It
he
would
was
say grappled.
grappled.
Okay, yeah,
Make
I
a
thought
strength
that was
saving
worked
throw to-
into the thing.
No.
To see if you still have your leg.
Ah,
Yeah, no, you don't worry about that. Just you are underwater, but you are not grappled. You're probably 5 feet underwater.
Okay. Well, Q tries to swim back up above water because he's got to say things.
Okay, yeah, you easily enough.
Okay. And can he see Kess?
I would say yeah. You're able to see her shape beneath the water.
Okay.
Cass, do you
That's-
think?
that's
I'll
enough.
leave this up to you. Would you still have been in melee range of Q? Do you think you would have gotten an opportunity attack when he swam to the surface?
I already did
I'll leave that up to you.
I already
Huh?
did. I already did my opportunity attack when he swam.
He just now swam to the surface.
You bit him, and he
Yeah, you
came
pulled me down
under
a
the
little bit.
water a little bit, so he moved back up.
Actually, no. You just bit him. You wouldn't have dragged him. So disregard that.
Yeah.
Just
I didn't
disregard.
move. I did not move him.
Yeah.
Okay, if I can see her, I'm gonna cast banishment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shark Cast needs to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay, great.
Oh.
Where's my dice? Okay. 17.
Just saves. Just saves.
right.
Okay. So bonus action, which I have a lot of. He's gonna Hexblade's Curse cast. And that's it. That's his turn. And he's gonna try to. Can't swim further away because she'll get an opportunity attack. So he's just gonna try to tread water.
Okay. All right.
That's not.
Oh, guys, there's so much going on. This is exhilarating. Okay, Cass, you're up. You have the opportunity to remake that save.
Guys, it's a 2.
Holy shit! You have not rolled this poorly ever.
I'm rolling poorly on the things I need to roll good at and really
Yeah.
good at the things I need to not roll good at.
Oh, good. grief.
Yeah, stop that, please.
How many saves is that you've made? Is that your third save?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well,
It's your turn.
Pierce shot me last. Let's go. So I'm actually gonna turn and go after him.
All right.
14. Wait.
That misses.
Wait. I get advantage. Do I have to take the advantage?
Yes.
What if I don't wanna?
Is it a natural 20? This
This
is
was a good
glorious.
campaign, guys.
This is
Yeah.
amazing.
Pongo's gonna feel like shit now.
Yeah, take the advantage.
Okay.
Wow. How you doing there, pal? Did you roll max damage?
What is?
The way your head was down, I was like, what just happened?
Hold on.
What is what?
There's no way this is right. I messed up the last time. This is way worse. 3d10 plus 6.
Uh-huh.
And I double my dice.
But you roll on the dice.
A 9, a 10, and a 4.
That's not good. That's
I'm gonna
23.
I'm gonna re-roll
That's
them.
23, that's
I'm gonna-
36.
I'm going to re-roll them. So 9, 10, 4. Remember that.
Instead of doubling.
Yeah, instead of doubling.
Okay.
'Cause
23.
two
Okay.
of those were almost max.
Okay.
10, 5, 3.
So
23 plus 18.
23 plus
yeah,
18.
that's not much better,
31.
but it's
Plus-
better.
plus 6.
Plus 6. 23
37.
plus 18.
37.
In a row.
No, 23 plus 18 is more than 37.
Oh,
Hold
20
Oh,
on.
you're right. 47.
47.
No.
Hold on.
No.
Let me-
41
look,
plus
I
6.
have it. Look,
Oh,
hold
plus 6, yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's 47, Cass.
Oh!
Yeah. 47.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine.
I cannot believe you haven't saved yet.
Pierce
Um,
tries not to scream. He doesn't want to lose oxygen.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll leave it up to you as to whether or not you scream. But yeah, so basically what happens is like she takes a gnash at your arm and she like tugs your arm and like her big old shark teeth just drag all the way down the side of your arm and it like opens a vein as her teeth drag along your arm. So now there's like these giant, just like as your heart pumps. It's like poof, 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 clouds of blood pumping into the water. That was quite a hit. Okay, Cass, is that the end of your turn?
Uh-huh.
All right, that brings us to Pierce.
Okay, so Pierce's right arm is like really fucked up, so he's gonna take his pistol. So Iris has been sheathed.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna take his pistol, his regular shots, his like regular pistol shots. He's got 3 of them.
Yeah.
And Pierce can make 3 attacks per action. So with Kess having just bitten him, he's gonna take the pistol and just like put it right at the top of her head and just go blam 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 like 3 times really fast.
Okay, roll the hit.
And
Thrice.
Okay, there's pistol +1. That's okay. So shot 1, 27.
Yep.
Shot 2, 25.
Yep.
Shot 3, 21.
Yes.
Okay.
3 hits.
So 3 hits. The damage that you take is going to be, first shot does 12 damage.
Okay.
Next shot does 15 damage. And the third shot does 11 damage.
Okay.
Are you still a shark?
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ.
That's insane.
I'm a rough-looking shark, but I am still a shark.
Okay, so yeah, like as the bullets pierce her, like her dense shark hide, it like there's the okay. This I've described this sea as already looking rough. Like there's dead sea creatures floating around all over the place. The sea, it's almost black, but now there's like dark patches of blood floating all throughout the sea, and like chunks of flesh and bits of skin and scales. It's a pretty grim. This is a pretty intense battlefield that you found yourself in. So Pierce, is that the end of your turn? Or are you
With
going to try to?
Did we decide that with my bonus action, am I able to reload my pistols in a bonus action?
I would say you're able to reload 1 in a bonus action.
One of the pistols?
Yeah.
Okay, like not 1 round, but 1 pistol.
I would say you're able to fully reload 1 pistol.
Okay. So then Pierce is going, and I'm keeping track of this stuff.
Because you're Dexy as fuck. Yeah, you can fully reload 1 pistol in a bonus action. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Then since he just emptied that one into Sharkus' head, he's gonna. I imagine with the with pistols, sometimes they have those reloaders that just you take the thing and you slap it in.
Yeah, you don't have to reload bullet by bullet. It's just
Right.
like basically like in Vox Machina, it's like Percy's thing where he's got a little tool that reloads
Right.
all at the same time.
So he's gonna put slap these 6 rounds into these. The bullets are blue, and they've got little crystal tips. These are the ice bullets.
Okay.
And that's the end of Pierce's turn.
Rad. Top of the order, Pierce, you have a little bit more than a minute of air left.
Okay.
Probably about a minute and minute and 15 seconds left. Something about
18.
Okay.
minute 18. Yeah. All right. So, top of the order, Q. You are at the surface. I would like for you. I'm sorry. I have to. I need you to make a stealth check with disadvantage.
That's fair. Stealth check. Ooh ha ha.
You still have plus 10.
Oh, okay.
It's not been an hour. You still have plus 10.
Is pass without trace concentration?
Yeah, but I can concentrate on 2 things.
Yes, but you polymorph 2 things.
With the prism.
I can concentrate
No.
on 2 spells. Also, I've been hit
You
a lot,
polymorph
so I probably have
us.
lost it.
Okay, then yeah.
I was gonna say you polymorphed us, and then you polymorphed the krill.
Yeah, you're right.
That's right. That's
You're
right.
right.
That's
Okay,
right.
okay.
Okay, yeah. Pass without trace is gone.
10.
Thank you. 10?
10.
All right.
I'm gonna be honest. Q's not trying to be sneaky.
Right.
He's hoping a mile was enough distance.
Q. Above you, 50 feet in the air, you see this green tendril that is stretched, and it is stretched as far as you can see southwestward as well, toward Evercrest. And it's reached all the way. It's the same long artery, the same long vein that has reached from the South Sea up here to Shallowgrave. And you watch as a coil unfolds from this artery above you. And like a snake striking downward, it juts down towards you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. 22.
That is a success. Okay. You are still going to take $11 points of psychic damage.
Ooh. Ah.
But this coils around you, and as it does, you feel a warmth inside you as Curdy, as your deity, sort of like heats up, almost like a fever fighting off an infection, as your body sort of heats up from the inside, and the tendril, you see it like dissipate and spread out in like a firecracker in smoke as it travels back upward, leaving you alone.
He's quietly screaming.
But you do get the feeling that it knows where you are.
Oh God.
So, Q, it is now your turn. It is now your turn.
Okay. Can someone remind me what the hate potion does?
So the hate potion,
Doesn't have a description.
I've got it pulled up here. Oh, it doesn't have a description. The hate potion.
Not the one I have.
Hate potion. Anyone who consumes this sweet-smelling clear potion must make a Wisdom DC 15 saving throw. On a failure, they can be easily persuaded to have a vehement hatred of any
more
given
of a
person. Or creature.
poison.
Yeah.
More of a poison than a potion. Got it. All right, so in that case, I pop open a superior healing potion and chug that motherfucker.
How you feeling, Q?
About to be a lot better, I hope.
That's
8d4
8d4
plus 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 21. So that's 29 points of healing.
That is much better.
That is a lot better. Okay, and that was bonus action, right?
Yeah.
So as an action, oh fuck me. He's gonna use. This is a dumb choice, but
I love
at
it.
least he's gonna use his Eldritch Invocation, Ascendant. Oh, it's yourself. Okay. Yeah. No, that's a better choice than I thought it was. He's gonna cast Levitate on himself, and he's gonna levitate 20 feet into the air above the water.
Okay.
That's it. That's just. But he's 20 feet away from a shark, and he's just floating there. He's essentially flying above the water.
Okay.
Did Hexblade's Curse land when you did that?
Yes.
What does that do?
Means I have an additional.
That's not the one where if she moves, she takes damage, right?
No, it's if she dies, I gain. No, yeah, it's.
Okay. That was the reason I was asking. It was I couldn't.
I can hit her harder and quicker, but right now Q is trying to escape, and also he's trying to keep an eye on Pierce. Which, by the way, as soon as Q gets that vantage point, he's looking for Pierce, if that's possible.
Yeah, I would. Well, Pierce, have you swam? You're still probably 25 feet below the surface of the water, right? Okay,
Yep.
yeah. Q, you can't really see him.
Okay, well, he's keeping Like
Sure.
he's scanning.
Keeping
And now it's-
standing watch for sure. All right. That is the end of Q's turn. Cass, it is now your turn.
I can make my save.
Yes.
It's what is it? Con.
Yeah.
It's a 12.
Unfortunately, you do
Do
not
it.
save. Boy, howdy, you guys.
Actually, it's a 9. I thought that was a 9.
Okay,
It's a
that's
6.
even less of a save. So you still like enraged, even more so enraged because of the pain that you're in. What are you doing?
I'm taking another chomp at Pierce.
Chomp, chomp.
I want a meta game so bad. Dirty 20.
Jesus.
Wait. 20. 16 plus 9.
25.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured
You
that.
sank his battleship.
I was thinking I was gonna say that after damage. I was gonna say that after damage.
But then that would have caused her to panic.
19.
Okay.
You're still up?
Oh yeah. We're Pierce is beefier than he used to be. Yeah, probably didn't get to the bone. Just got like, Pierce has packed on a few in the months. So
Mardosta was kind to him.
Mardosta was kind to him. Yeah.
All right. So, Cass, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Pierce, you're up.
Okay. So tell me about the what's the recharge on the ship button?
It's daily, I believe.
Once a day. Okay.
Mhm.
No problemo. Then so Pierce has a rod of retribution, but he has not attuned to it. He does not know how to attune to it.
It doesn't take attunement.
No.
It's there's
There's
what's
no
that?
attunement. He just has it. There's no attunement.
Oh, in the item description it says
It does
requires
say-
attunement.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Have we have we done it in the past where it does not require attunement? Because if so,
No,
I'll
I-
allow you to use it. Okay.
He must have. I unattuned, so I assumed.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, Pierce.
No, that's okay. So Pierce is a man of very specific, very specific talents. So we're gonna get to try out ice bullets for the first time,
All right.
and he's going to, again, his right arm sort of floating in the water, his left arm is, before he fires, his movement a bonus action.
No. Movement is movement.
Movement is movement.
Yeah.
And is healing like a potion? Is that a bonus action?
Taking a healing potion is a bonus action. Yes.
Okay. So then, first things first. The potion of healing superior in my inventory, was that different from the scone that?
Yes. That
Was
a
handed out?
scone is essentially a potion of greater healing. If you eat a scone, it gives you 44 plus 4. But a potion of superior healing gives you 8d4 plus 8.
Okay, he's gonna break out this soggy ass scone and just try to eat it as fast as he can.
Okay.
First
yeah.
things
I'll,
first.
It's weird, and it feels like like a little Debbie that got left out in the rain, but it's
Okay, and he heals for 16.
all right.
So he looks a little bit better. It's not a lot. It's still rough, but it's a little
Okay.
better. And then with his left hand, he's gonna he's gonna find his target with Kess, but then he's gonna look down because he can't bear to look as he fires
Sure.
3 times.
Okay. All right. Roll the hit.
And those are as follows. Kess, sorry, let me find my information. Sorry, I'm new to D&D, so just give me a quick second.
New to D&D, 2.5 years in.
Right.
2.5 years in.
New to D&D is our after dark
Nudity.
show.
You're
Nudity
ruining the
D&D.
announcement.
Oh my gosh.
That's the announcement that we've been teasing this whole time.
Okay, 13
Okay.
Is that
to
hit?
hit.
Oh. Yeah. Shark cast, yeah.
No kidding.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hard to miss a shark.
22 and 25.
Believe those all
And
hit.
Your damage is gonna be 10 plus 6. Okay. So 10 for the first shot, for the first ice bullet. 8 for the second ice bullet. And 14 for the third.
Okay, okay, first one was what?
It's 10. It was 10, 8, and 14.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, on the
so
last
18.
one, she pops into cast form.
In a cloud of blood from the shark, Kess is now floating in front of you. Kess, you are no longer a shark. I would like for you to take an additional attempt at the saving throw, as your natural fury, as the. Does that make it?
19.
19 successfully saves.
Ah.
So, as you all are floating in the water, Q, as you're floating above the water, you see Pierce. You're able to just barely see the outline of Cass pop in front of you, and when she pops in front of you, her body is tensed, and she still looks wild. And you see like her shoulders lower, and you see her body language cease to communicate violence.
He immediately swims forward, puts his good arm around her, and then tries to surface.
Okay. So, you pop above the surface and you see Q floating 20 feet above. You and about half a mile away, there's been consistent cannon fire, and it has now sort of ceased. Q is floating above the water, and you all look, as you break the surface of the water, you all look and see pew, 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 green tendrils jutting forward toward you once again. And that's where we're going to take our break. We will be right back. Y'all are in the shit.
Oh,
Boy, howdy. We'll be right back. Y'all hang tight.
That's some tense.
I have a plan.
And we're back. So, where we left off, Q was floating 20 feet above the surface. Kess, newly broken from her fury, as well as Pierce, had broken the surface of the water. Pierce, bleeding profusely still, healed a bit from his soggy scone, but still bleeding profusely out of the gashes on his arm where Kess had basically corncobbed his arm. Yeah. So, the cannon fire has briefly, it seems, halted on the city, and you hear from a distance, "What the fuck is that?" As Q is floating above the surface of the water. He is small, but he is visible. And you all watched as tendrils of smoke jutted, not toward you, Q, but toward Pierce and Kess. As it juts downward to you, you see a black raven land on top of Kess's head. I need you to make Constitution saving throws, both of you, with advantage.
Constitution.
And then we'll get to what you're doing, Q.
Saving throw. Holy shit, to be self-evident that Steve-O rolls a 22.
18.
Saves. So,
It's gonna be an
feel-
8.
You feel cold. You feel, Kess, frankly, the void coiling around you, wrapping you from the outside, restricting your breath until it dissipates and starts to spread outward. Like I described it earlier, like the smoke off the fuse of a firecracker. And ash, presumably ash, definitely ash, leaps off of your head and flies away.
Artist formerly known as Ash.
Q,
Do we take damage?
you are in the air. So what the fuck is up with that?
Okay.
It probably goes without being said, but we're out of initiative order at this point.
Yeah.
Did we take damage from that?
Yes, you did. I'm sorry. Woof. $12 points of psychic damage.
How's Pierce looking?
It's pretty rough. He's bleeding out. He's not on death's doorstep, but
Okay.
he's
Walking
absolutely battered.
I can't. Okay, I'm gonna turn to him, and I'm not even really looking at either of them because I'm like, she is visibly like ashamed, but gonna cast Healing Word on Q and Pierce.
Okay.
I
love that it says Healing Word damage.
did it roll it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you don't have to count that. When
I
you
didn't
clicked
see
it, it
it.
automatically rolled it. Yeah.
Oh, I just clicked it so my thing would go in, like the spell slot would.
Yeah. Don't. I
Okay.
know that you like to roll clicky clacky math dice, so like
Yeah.
you can roll your own. I'm not gonna hold you to that.
14 plus 5, 19.
Whoop.
To both.
19 points of healing damage.
And to myself, because I can do that.
Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
So y'all are a little bit shinier. Still beat to shit, but a little shinier.
I'm just wanting to stop Pierce's blood and help Q and
Yeah, you look as his arm starts to scab over.
Okay. Q floats down to the surface. Okay, we're like real fucking far out here, and that lightning is gonna keep coming, I think. So are we flying or are we swimming? 'Cause flying is lightning, and swimming is less. But once we swim, we have to get to the land, and then we'll be on foot. But if we fly, we can keep flying. But we're at the risk of the lightning. Pierce, you look real tired, but I'm gonna need you to focus up.
Was all that to say we gotta get out of here?
We gotta get the fuck out of here. I can't swim.
Okay.
I don't like this. He's floating still like 2 feet above the water. Here, and he takes out one of the pongu rolls and hands it to Pierce.
Pongu roll. We have to get a sushi roll named after Pongu.
Pongu
I
roll.
feel like that's only appropriate.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I feel like Pongu would totally make some badass sushi rolls.
4d4 plus 4? What is what's the greater pongu
It's
roll?
greater healing. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a greater healing scone.
He shoves it in
44.
Pierce's mouth.
44 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
2, 4, and 8 plus 4, 12. Okay. So now things are like closed up. He's got some air in his lungs now. He's still bruised and bloody, but he can think. Like the shine is back in the.
Sure.
His eyes aren't as glossed over as they were.
Yes.
Okay. Exit strategy.
Flying,
Use the
swimming.
doorknob out here.
I gave the doorknob to Pongu,
Oh.
I forgot.
and we can't go through a tree until tomorrow.
So we should fly?
Can you fly us out of here?
I can polymorph, or we could use the ring. But I can't
Anywhere
wild
but
shape.
here.
Okay. I pull out the Ring of Spell Storing and I cast and I push the Ring of Spell Storing up against the spell prism and I cast Polymorph.
Okay, roll a d4 for me.
2 additional targets.
Okay.
Right.
Yep, that's what you
So
needed.
3 polymorphed into seagulls.
All right. So as you do that, let's see.
We are 3 seagulls headed to shore.
Caca.
Okay.
Caca.
You do that, and even though you are audibly saying the words "caca" using the phonetic alphabet, you
Caca.
pass the seagulls, and as you're flying toward the shore, you hear get much louder as cannon fire resumes. As whoever had been alerted by the presence of a floating lizard half a mile offshore is no longer worried about that. They no longer see that. So the barrage on the city has resumed, and the tendril does not appear to be interested in you as you are passing for seagulls. So
I shit
where
on
is it?
one of the boats as we fly over it.
So as you fly over one of the boats, you look down and you see Captain Riddick with wide eyes.
Yes.
Look down. What the fuck is this? And you fly. So where is it that you all are going? Because you basically you chose wisely. You have the ability to go where you need to go.
An hour in and north. Well,
An hour in and north.
I think we should go in and like.
Inland is what she's saying.
Yeah.
Inland, but following the northerly direction.
All right. So
Which, as seagulls, we always know north.
sure.
We're
That's a fact.
during winter time, because birds fly north for the winter.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
We're getting
Toward that cold air.
We're
Let's
getting-
go.
like AP Bio is fuck in this episode. Like
I
y'all are
know.
getting all sorts of science. So, as you make your way north, an hour, you find yourself actually in familiar terrain, as you have traveled these pathways before en route to New Hexton. But you are out of Waterdeep proper. The clouds overhead actually begin to thin.
Shallow grave
And-
proper.
Yeah. What did I say?
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep. Yeah, no, it's totally not Waterdeep. It says on the map, totally not Waterdeep. Out of Shallow Grave, Freudian slip, Shallow Grave proper. And you find yourself sort of in the country. You're able to see the this sliver of emerald smoke that is reaching toward you, but still quite far away. You're able to see and sort of hear the chaos happening in Shallow Grave. I did it again. In
Water-
Shallow Grave. I've not called it that in 2 fucking years. But
When Q feels like the spell is getting close, he's gonna signal downward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow.
so yeah, you find yourselves just in a kind of meadow. The sun is setting. The sun is setting to the west, but you can just barely see the light as the sky is completely obstructed by darkness
Okay.
in that direction.
The instant that we like pop out of form into us on the ground, Pierce is going to clamber over to Kess and he's going to hug her. And he's going to say, "I'm so sorry."
She's whispering. She's sorry. Like, just, like, in tears. Like. And then she grabs Q, too.
Hey, I know what it's like to hurt people out of your own control. It's okay. We're fine. We got out of it. We always get out of it. It's okay.
Okay, well.
Are you mad that I shot you?
No, I'm happy you
6
shot
times.
me. I'm happy. It's weird that you kept count. But I'm happy that you shot
No,
me.
no.
Times. It was
I
7
know what you're
times.
saying.
It was.
Did he
yeah.
shoot you 6 times or only 5?
It was,
So
it
Cass-
was 7.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I used your arm as a chew toy.
Well,
Leg, actually. Oh.
Well,
his arm.
your leg and his arm and
Can I ask something? It's gonna sound really weird, but I've always wanted to know, what do I taste like, and what does Pierce taste like, and who tastes
I
better?
also really want to know that. I don't know why.
all I can like really remember is like metallic blood with salt. Not
mean-
that I don't think that y'all were salty. The water, but it was the metallic
Right.
blood taste. I don't.
When's dinner?
I don't like to eat meat normally. This is. And remembering it, she goes and throws up. She's having a hurling moment over by a tree or in the grass or something.
Pierce, I really wish Pongo was here. I'm starving.
So Cass, as you are, vomiting up against a tree and sort of like to the point to where like your stomach is empty and you're dry heaving, you hear like a jangling as things start falling out of your clothes, almost like loose buttons or something, but not quite. And you look to the ground and there are flat metal bullets, one of which you can see a smiley face on. And the bullets that were absorbed into your body while you were shot had been transferred into your clothing when you popped out of Wild Shape.
I just. Take the smiley face bullet And just without saying anything, I go put it in Pierce's hand.
Pierce will put it with his stuff.
I guess you made that one. In a way, it. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I have to tell you something. Because I feel like if I don't say it, it's gonna haunt me forever.
Okay.
I didn't know for sure that you would come back to your normal form. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you did the right thing. Even if I hadn't have, you were trying to survive and you were trying to keep him alive too. And you did the right thing. Because I didn't know either. I thought I was stuck like that.
Oh, that was an option?
Huh?
Oh no. I just kind of thought you went poof.
What?
I didn't even consider that you wouldn't have come back. Oh God, what have I done?
I was trying so hard to come back for so long and I couldn't.
I was so confident.
Well, I've pulled a gun on Q. I've pulled a gun on Pungu. You're the only one I've shot.
Am I the last one you thought you'd have to pull a gun on?
Yes.
Technically, you were the last one you pulled a gun on.
Sure.
I hated that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, but okay, I'm in panic mode. I'm in like survival panic mode right now. So I need like an hour rest, which my brain is not gonna rest, but my body needs to rest. And then we're gonna fly for 8 hours away from here. Okay, 8 hours. Y'all can sleep on my back. I don't care. I don't care how exhausted I am. We're getting away.
Wait,
Pierce starts to breathe like weird.
You're not leaving, are you?
No, y'all are gonna ride on my back, and I'm gonna carry us 8 hours away. The three of us.
No, I know.
Away.
I know that's what you're saying, but I won't blame you if now you have to leave.
I'm not leaving. I would not. I would never. I'm not leaving. We're all leaving together. But I'm not going anywhere without y'all.
Q, how did you know she was gonna come back?
I didn't consider the alternative. She just always has.
Kess
So-
always comes back.
Yeah. Here's, one time you told me that everybody was on a timer. But I think some of our timers are broken. I think we just count infinitely.
Feel like
Cass always comes back.
they're counting up instead of counting down. Does that make sense?
I can't count, but I trust you.
It's a timer of a measure of the time we've spent together instead of how much time we have left.
You see the just math in front of you. Timer left. I'm gonna take that hour nap too.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna nap. This is really weird. I need somebody to play with my hair.
Yeah.
Just, I don't care. I can't rest, and I have to rest, and then we're gonna fly. And I can't rest, and I can't sit down. I can't calm down.
Okay.
Q's little claws are probably like a hair comb.
You
Okay.
you wanna teach me how to braid your hair?
Just, you don't have to. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
have to
Q,
braid
Oh,
it.
good
You can
luck with
just-
that. Good luck with that.
Q learns how to braid a hair.
I teach how to braid hair.
Pierce watches Q try to learn how to braid hair.
Just trying to take my mind off of anything.
Performance check, Kess. Intelligence check, Q.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
Can I roll a perception check?
You perceive the fuck out of it, dude.
Okay.
It's,
natural 20. Minus
on.
1.
Hang on.
but still.
Performance.
19.
Dirty
Yeah.
20.
Okay, so Kess, you take one strand of hair to the side and you start like separating it and neatening it up and braiding it a little bit. And Q, like you watch and you see the math in front of his head again, but this time he does the calculus and he picks up on it and he picks up and starts doing it immediately. And Q, you almost like zone out in a state of like bliss as you do this thing with your hands and you braid and twist and you create
Like
it
a
feels like
fidget.
you're making
It's
art.
like a fidget spinner, but my hair. Like it just needs something to
yeah,
mess with.
Q in a weird sort of instinctual way, it feels almost like a pack tactic, like a measure of a measure of making sure that the people in your party, the people in your pack, are cared for and prepared to help you and help each other. Like it feels like you're contributing to the pack in doing this.
Like
And it's
dogs
oddly
grooming
relaxed.
each other?
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
think
yeah,
I'm good
you
at this.
eloquently braid Kess's hair.
Yes, this looks great.
I didn't even teach you how to fishtail. How did you?
Oh no, I'm just very good with fishtails.
Wow.
Did I mention I'm hungry? Now I want
At the-
fishtails.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Well, do you need food before we leave? Do we have any in the bags?
Oh,
I would imagine you've got rations.
have some.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pongu left a 4-course meal.
Have we had a short rest yet?
Pierce, is there anything that you would like to do over the course of this like short rest?
No, he was just watching them the whole time.
Sure. Okay, then
Okay.
yes, you've taken a short rest. You can use your hit die, whatever else you need to do.
And I still think Cass is still very shameful. Like she just like cannot believe herself. So she is still very to herself, won't, other than that like small little heart to heart we had a while ago, like will not like look at them in the eyes, like just you know.
So yes, at the end of an hour, the sun has basically set. It is twilight.
Short rest. Okay, so now we travel.
Okay. What direction are we traveling in?
Wait. Before we go, Q pulls out the little crystal box with the white things in it.
Okay.
Oh,
This is what was in the ship.
Oh yeah.
So you
Right.
look a little bit more closely. It is a square, about like couple inches thick, perfectly square clear glass box. There is this white, like off-white, almost yellowed fragment on the inside, almost like a powder. Atop
Guys, is this
is
this drugs?
it's not quite a powder. It's more like I don't know, more like shards. Like not quite grain, not quite sand grain, if that makes sense. And on top is an arrow and compass. And on
Is
the
it
back
working?
side, there is a language that none of you immediately recognize. And are we examining the compass? Like what are we doing?
Yeah, I would like to.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll necessarily because as you flip the compass to the backside, you see, like I said, you see an engraving in a language that you've seen it before. It's the same language you saw in the temple in Saihof. You've seen it a few places before.
All relating to the vampires.
It was Sci-Hoff, not New Hexton.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah. It was in that underground temple where all the Lifewood water and the dragon was.
Yeah.
So there is one single phrase that you recognize because it is in the sort of common alphabet. So it's like an alphabet sort of that you recognize, but it's not a language that you recognize. And you see spelled out NIK space KA space. And that's the only phrase that you recognize on the back of this compass.
NIKKA space.
Mhm.
NIK.
Space KA space Artahenia.
Okay. Okay.
So we found Nick Cartagena's drugs.
Maybe.
Cartagena a person?
Is the compass like etched into it like just a design, or is there?
No, it's a functioning compass.
a
Well,
functioning
it
compass
appears to be. Yeah, it's like it's got an actual dot. It's got like a spinner on it, and
Okay.
but Pierce, as you're examining, as you're asking yourself this question, you turn around, and as you turn, the pointer continues pointing toward Shallow Grave. It does not spin.
Shit.
And it's not pointing. So it's not pointing north.
No, it's pointing in the direction that you came. So from
Right
where
now,
you
about
are
south.
now, you're an hour north. It's pointing specifically. You're an hour north. It's pointing specifically southwest, and it continues pointing southwest.
Okay.
You don't know what that means, but
Pierce taps it.
Guess, do you see that?
Uh-huh.
Pierce, as you tap it, the runes on the back light up. The writing on the back lights up, and you hear the single note melody of a music box. Can't tell where it's coming from. It appears to be magical. You don't see any gears or mechanical, machinery that would create the trill of music box. But it creates a fairly loud, just, ding, 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 ding.
Is that familiar?
No,
Okay. No lullabies or anything. It's not a common.
no,
Okay.
not that you've heard. Not that any of you have heard. Ding, 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 ding. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, this thing creeps me out.
We have to go back, don't we?
I think we gotta go back.
We gotta go back?
I think we do. Yep.
It's just okay.
I think in the morning.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Because I've gotta stitch up my duster a little bit.
Well, the good news is your hair looks great.
My hair always looks great, but thank you.
Yours looking a little blue.
It's supposed to.
Oh. Not to change the subject from the mood, but like, I can't picture you just going in and dyeing your hair. Like, just being like, I would like one hair dye, please. Just doesn't seem like a decision.
Ew, it's not dyed.
Your hair's just blue?
His hair's just blue.
Humans come in blue hair?
Since we've known him, have you seen him grow roots or get his hair done?
I don't know how hair works. I don't have it.
Oh. I always just assumed it was
Natural?
natural. Well, I assumed that after the first month.
How long have we been together? Do human hair grow a long time?
After like a month, you'll start growing. Well, I mean, it grows every day, all day, every day. It's just after a month you would be able to see it, really.
I'm gonna give us some new art opportunities. Like Pierce, at this point, how have you had a haircut since you started traveling?
Pierce keeps his hair short with a knife. It's short.
Okay.
You know, it's short blue hair and it's messy and it's under a hat all the time. So he keeps it short, but it's not like styled.
Sure.
It was probably styled for the ball when he didn't have his hat. He probably had someone do it, you know, in like a kind of spiky, kind of anime blue hair kind of way. For that, but
Gee,
and I'm sure they cleaned it up, and I'm sure that it was cleaned up, then. But other than that, he keeps it short because he doesn't want it to get in the way. But you have never seen him dye his hair, and it is always blue. That you know.
Yeah, so it's blue.
Episodes,
It is.
I haven't asked about the blue hair.
It is what it is.
I just assumed it was a human thing. I mean, they all look.
How many
different.
humans have you seen with blue hair?
You.
One.
But how many humans have I seen with blue hair, Zach? Did I see anybody else in Evercrest or?
I've seen one human with blue hair.
Just one. Okay, well, just you. But I mean, you know, how many changelings have you seen that look like me? Well, changelings can look like whoever, but I mean, like me, like when I'm a changeling, like it's fine. I don't know.
Pierce looks over at the sort of the plain or the sort of the meadow area.
So, making camp for now.
Yeah. But why is it blue?
Yeah, I feel like it's now a thing.
Yeah, it's now a thing because you said, well, how many have you seen? And now I'm just like, okay, well, maybe it is a weird thing.
I don't dye my hair. Not that there's any problem with that.
Right.
So we can just leave it at that, right?
But like, was your mom's hair blue? Is your dad's hair blue?
Is it genetic?
Is it genetic?
No,
That's not a
it's
word I know.
It's not genetic.
Did you get touched by a blue frost moth when you were growing up?
I don't know what that is.
I
Did
made
you get
it up.
struck by lightning?
Did anything happen to make your hair blue?
Okay, so
It was
I've
this
talked-
giant squid. It inked in your hair and it stuck that way.
yes,
Kraken.
yes, it was the Kraken. The
Knew it.
Kraken. It was some blue magic-y crap from the Kraken. And it's just been that way.
No. I'm not buying it. We met literally after you woke up from being dead by the Kraken, and you didn't say shit about your hair. And I think it would have annoyed you that it was blue, so you were used to it.
Okay, look, it's not a terribly interesting story, but now I feel like it's been hyper-inflated. I was just, like, letting you guys run with it. So, there's no big mind altering. Look, when I joined the Bounty Hunters Guild,
Mhm.
there was a mage on hand, or some mage fashionista person. Anyway, they make people look different than the way they looked in previous lives. When you join the Bounty Hunters Guild, you alter your appearance. And so it's like a permanent spell.
Did you get to pick it?
Yeah, I got to pick it.
So you picked blue hair? You,
Why is that
Pierce,
surprising?
picked blue hair?
It's intimidating if
But-
it's unexpected. The
So-
downside, the thing I didn't think about is it's also very, very prominent. And I was a kid.
Identifiable.
I didn't think it through. It's very
What
identifiable.
else did you change?
You look like you want to look like. Like you chose
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a lot of people get to say that.
right.
What else? What else did you get to change?
Guess gets to say it. You'd both get to say
Is
it.
that why you have such good quads?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go to this place. Okay.
Yes, you can literally already do this.
You're a changeling.
Yeah,
you
but
can
I
have
can't.
whatever quads you want.
I can't. Well, like, it's not me when I'm changed. Like, you get to be this.
For the record, I'm 90% me. I changed the hair.
And the quads.
Made my eyes a little different. I didn't want to not be me, but I didn't want to look like myself.
What color were your eyes?
I don't remember.
What color was your hair?
I don't know why I don't want to tell you, but it was blonde. I guess that's why I didn't want to tell you.
You're like like a blonde dude.
I had blonde hair and blue eyes, and now I don't. But this is me.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you that you would not have the nerd beforehand. While not a drastic difference, I feel like this is the me.
I mean, it is cool that you get to be who you want to be.
Yeah. Okay, so can we sleep now?
Sure.
Don't like being the center of attention.
Says the blue-haired man.
Right. See?
See, and you're already making stereotype. I
I mean, if I wanted more attention, I would definitely dye my hair something like blue or red. So.
right. That's
I don't have hair.
All of a sudden, Pierce sees a spider, and he's going to hit it. One second.
So, about another hour has passed, but that will count toward your long rest at this point. You bed down for the evening, unless there's anything else that you all would like to do. And are you? Is anyone keeping watch, or are you guys just going to sleep?
I'm going to try to connect with Ash.
Sure.
And grow
I
my
think
clothes.
I don't think Pierce thought about watch because I think he got kind of self-conscious and everything. So I think he just sort of went over to lay down.
Sort of snoozed.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Kess, you grow a flower, and the flower grows, but you don't sense any sort of presence of Ash. You feel like maybe he probably expended his ability for the day.
Okay, well, I just whisper thank you to the flower, and I will stay up and keep watch for a couple of hours. Yeah.
Okay. So, Q and Pierce, you start to sleep for the evening. The Cass, you hear light snoring. Can I get a perception check?
Perception 27.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
So, Cannon. So, as you keep watch and as you sort of decompress from one of the most stressful days you've had in a very long time, the aftermath therein, you notice that the vein of emerald energy is extending in your direction. Slowly, but it is extending northward. The battle never ceases. You still hear cannon fire. Far off in the distance, but headed your way. You get the feeling this is not only an assault on a city, but perhaps an invasion of a continent. I would like for you, Kess, to make a wisdom saving throw.
22.
Okay.
Oh, saving throw?
Mhm.
26.
Okay.
Can I mess with the compass?
Sure.
I just want to look at it really well and just memorize it, basically. Just needing something in my hand to play with, basically, but...
Okay. So, as you're playing with a compass, sort of rolling it around in your hand and looking at it, sort of shaking and listening to the sound of whatever material is inside it, you see probably 5 or 10 feet away from you just a glimpse of a silver orb that pops into existence, flickers for a moment, and then pops out of existence.
When I see it, I hide the...
Okay. You don't know. You get the feeling that you felt something try to penetrate your presence.
The second I feel like that, I'm gonna hide
Yeah.
the compass.
You feel as though whoever was just attempting to do, which you've scryed, someone was attempting to scry on you,
Yeah.
and it was not successful.
I think I know who it was.
You know it was unsuccessful.
I'm gonna try to scry on him,
On whom?
Scott.
Okay.
Wait, let me make sure I have the spell slot. yeah, I do. Okay.
Okay, that's -5 for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So -5. I need my... Okay. So, essentially, the same thing. It's almost like you're
Man.
playing tennis with your orbs of scrying.
Phone
But, like,
tag.
Yeah,
Scott's
you
playing
sort
hard
of,
to get.
Yeah, you sort of sit and let the energy of nature and sort of permeate your being, and you smell smoke as you attempt to enter this other place from where you are, and you see like a flicker of light as you try to it's almost like you're flickering back and forth between this place and that place, but ultimately you're not able to gain any traction
Okay.
as the scry fails.
Fuck you, Scott. Okay, well, she is very uneasy now. Gonna go over and wake Q up. Hey, hey, can you keep watch? But also, can you put this in the drawer of what was it called?
Dimension drawer.
The dimension drawer.
drawer.
Yeah,
It's 10 out of 10 pun.
Thank
yeah,
you.
it's great.
Okay. And he undrawers the drawer. And he plops it down inside. Okay. I'm gonna keep watch.
The compass. Yeah, and then if you want to wake Pierce up, someone tried to spy on me, is why, or I would
Oh,
just
no.
let you sleep. So
Fine. Okay. You sleep.
okay,
I'll keep an eye out for spiders.
okay. Do you want
Not spiders, though.
Right. Do you want Tibbins with you?
Sure.
Okay. What do you want Tibbins to be?
It's been anything but a spider.
Okay, lizard.
Lizard's perfect.
Okay, and
I like lizard Tippins.
I sit lizard Tibbins on his shoulder.
Kind of like a hat on a hat, except a lizard on a
Oh
lizard.
yeah, I'll put it on his head.
And they, for an uncomfortably long time, just stare at each other.
So, Kess, you fall asleep.
She's
Cute.
she's gonna go over and like lay beside Pierce and like in his back, basically, like not cuddle him, but just like
Yeah,
just
Like trying to bury your face.
yeah, just not yeah.
yeah. Like hiding under a blanket, except you don't have a blanket. You have Pierce's duster.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Q, may I get a perception check from you, please?
12.
12. It's not hard to tell. After a couple of hours of your watch, you know, you eventually stop this intense eye contact with this lizard that is on your shoulder. It's not hard to spot.
Oh, the lizard gets perception too, or he can
Okay.
give advantage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
He'll
yeah.
give advantage.
it doesn't matter because you're going to see it no matter what.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, in the sky, this vein of emerald energy is getting closer and closer.
How close?
Uncomfortably so after about a couple of hours. It's difficult to tell, but you think probably within a couple of hours it's going to be over you. Probably before you've had the chance to sleep completely through the night.
Okay.
Pierce, I'd like for you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Wisdom. Pierce is not the wisest crayon in the shed.
He's a wise cracker.
It's
Cracks wise.
16.
Okay. You continue to sleep through the night, but it feels at some point as if something is trying to see you. Something uneasy in your dreams. You cannot tell if it's successful or not.
He watches the green a little bit longer, and after about an hour or so, not total, but since he's, after the couple hours you just said, and then watches it about another hour, he gets uneasy and wakes up Pierce. Just kind of kicks Pierce a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, what?
I think we may be fucked.
Like in totality, or like we need to move?
Like we need to move, or we're not ever gonna be able to move away from what's coming.
Okay, I get you. Just for the record,
Yeah.
there's a difference between we're fucked and we're about to get fucked. And if you come in here and you start dropping phrases like we're fucked, I may just like not wake up because like, oh, if we're fucked, who gives a shit? May as well go in my sleep. But if we're about to be fucked and have not yet been fucked, then I have time to get up, gather my thoughts, maybe intervene, or we can do something. So now, knowing this, I ask you, Q,
Yeah.
are we fucked?
I think we have an impending fuckage. There's the episode title, impending fuckage.
You know what we should do? You know how in like real estate firms they have bells, like when they sell a property, they go ring the bell. Whenever we name the episode, there should be a bell that someone rings.
I
Or
love it.
whenever we
name
name
the
the episode a
episode.
title that we can't
can't
use because
use.
it's terms of service. Yeah,
Every
Right,
time
yeah,
a bell rings, our episode gets a name. Got it.
yeah.
Okay, impending I can work with.
Pierce gets up. His arms look, you know, they're bruised, but they're
he's-
functional.
Has he had his long rest?
No, none of you have.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You were only like you flew an hour out. You were traveling faster than the tendril is, but you only flew. You know, you're only able to fly an hour out. That wasn't quite enough.
Mhm.
But you did travel, unfortunately, in the direction that it was
It
traveling
was
in.
going, yeah.
So Pierce gets up. He takes out both his pistols and he looks around for whatever it could be that's about to be an issue.
Okay, yeah, Pierce, you see it's fucking close. It's not about to reach down and grab you, but the tendril is it's like a very very believable 3D effect in a movie that's just like it's jutting toward you. It's like this long vein is splitting your horizon in half as you look across. It's unsettling.
It's like we're underneath a giant green butt crack.
Yeah, that's what I had in mind. Yeah.
Jolly green butt crack. Oh,
Okay. So, we can't. I don't think we can outrun this thing on foot. And I don't think Kess is going to like this, but I think we're going to have to retreat before we go back. So, let's see if she can get us out of here. Okay, hold on.
Pierce goes over and he moves Cass by the shoulder.
Hmm?
Hello, hi. We got to go.
Cass,
Huh?
you immediately see why.
It's
Oh,
close.
Yeah.
We got to go.
Okay.
I think if
Yeah.
can you get us to, I know we can't use the knob, but can we get anywhere and then we can come back?
Yeah. Okay. In a panic without saying anything, but okay, she just giant eagle. Like a white eagle.
Okay. A couple of feathers fall. And as she pops out, like her beak opens wide in a yawn.
All right, need you to stay awake for this one.
Nuzzles into the feather.
Q,
Yeah.
grab hold. We're going at top speed, buddy.
Okay.
Her bird eyes are like a very snoozy
Foggy.
looking. Yeah, very tired.
Okay. Where are we
Yeah.
As
going?
she as she
Okay.
flies off, Tibbins starts to scoot back. Q's
Like
head, he
holding
grabs
on.
him. Yeah.
He's got an arm wrapped around his horn. Yeah.
Tibbins. Okay, I'm gonna fly us. Does it look like the tendril is going like south? The south area? Does it just look like it's like...
traveling? It's traveling north. Like it's traveling basically true north.
Oh. Okay, well then we can go southeast. Yeah?
Just go
So-
due east.
Yeah,
Oh.
you can travel southeast, but you'll be back like toward the peninsula.
I just wanna... I don't want to go directly. If we're gonna have to turn around and come straight back, I don't want to go directly east if it's not, if the cloud's not, or the tendril's not going south at all. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
But it's coming
I mean,
from
you really
south.
can't. It's coming from south, so you can't tell which direction.
Okay, we'll just go.
Yeah.
We'll just go east. Okay.
Yep.
That's fine.
East.
How far east?
4 hours.
4 hours. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, the sun is not yet rising, but there's a light in the sky as this presence continues to invade. You don't hear the marching of boots, but you all imagine they can't be far behind as you travel eastward, wishing that you could bring a warning to the homes and the towns that you pass over as you travel east. Unsure of what your next move can even be. And you travel until the sun begins to rise and the moons begin to fade in the sky. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. That was a doozy.
That was a tense one. Tense.
That was
Tansen.
a lot of stuff. Yeah.
A lot of stuff. Guys, thank you for
Bit me.
joining us.
What?
You bit me.
I had
Amy.
to.
And for biting him,
I had no choice.
You all have now reached level 12. Not for biting him, but you've all reached level 12.
I leveled up. Yeah.
It was like for completing, well, not completing, but for finding this curious item, whatever it may be, and for
You know,
surviving
like-
the most difficult Scott thing that I've thrown at you guys yet.
it reminds me of that moment in the MCU. Do you remember when the Avengers fought each other?
Then Black Widow
that whole,
took over the Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean, literally every single MCU movie ever made, there's a scene where they have heroes fighting each other.
yeah.
But
I just want to say, like, Zach, good job, because
Well,
that
thanks.
was good.
we're always fighting like other things. There are other forces, like we fought the sharks, like, or not the sharks, the whatever those things were underwater, like all that kind of
The water
stuff.
elemental
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, but like this one, like the chance that like we could fight ourselves, like each other.
Yeah, that played out in a really fun way.
As
I was,
horrible
when you
as
rolled
it
it too, I was
was.
like, but yeah. Thank
But
you.
it always felt like we were just barely skating by from the time we got to, basically from the time the episode opened.
Yeah,
It just felt like we were just barely making it.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys, that was very smart on a lot of fronts for at several different junctures, because there were not many things that you could have done.
Our margin of error was.
Yeah, it was pretty slim. Yeah, but yeah, congratulations on leveling up, and guys, thank you all for tuning in and watching us. We appreciate you as always. Don't forget to keep an eye on all the socials for an upcoming announcement. A couple of them. Thank you for joining us on this adventure, because we're about to hit level 50, session 50
Session.
Yeah, I mean, I said, yeah. It was,
I get what you mean. I was confused.
You know, meeting
I thought
adjourned.
I-
Love you guys.